So I just finished watching the documentary. Of course, it's related to sustainability and the environment. It's called Climate Solutions 101, and I think it's more focused on greenhouse gas emissions. So today I want to use this opportunity to talk about how I can do my part as a consumer, as an individual, and using one simple screenshot from this documentary. I'm going to have it here for the entire video because this is what it's going to be about for the next few minutes. To be sustainable, to have an eco-friendly lifestyle is not easy, but we can all do our part, start from very small baby steps. For example, I had a video a couple weeks ago about how I would recycle a simple glass jar around the house. I give an example of 10 different ways to use it, but I think I can think of like even 20 ways to use it. So simple little things like that makes a difference. So the documentary was talking about that for all the greenhouse gas emissions globally, the biggest percentage is from power and electricity. So that made me think how I can reduce my power and electricity use as an individual and take my responsibility. So I found a quick 10 ways to do it. I'm sure there's 100 ways. First, use a fan instead of AC if it's not like 110 degree or 40 Celsius outside. Number 2, clean out your fridge. Number 3, every time you open your fridge, make sure you take out all the items you need for that dinner or for that meal, including drinks and condiments and all that. And number 4 is close your blinds when it's sunny and if you get a direct sun, because that will prevent your house from overheating. And number 5 is use a light dimmer. Number 6 is turn off or switch off all the lights and appliances. Number 7 is do or wash like laundry in cold water cycle instead of warm or hot water. Number 8, for my laundry, for my washing machine, there is a function called quick wash. That's when I use to wash towels and things like that, because hot dirty is our bath towels, right? It's just we use it to dry our body after we clean ourselves. So technically they're not really that dirty, and I just use a quick cycle is like 25 minutes to wash it. And number 9 is take a shorter shower. If your shower is 10 minutes, what about make it 8 minutes? You won't even tell the difference after a couple weeks of adjusting it. And number 10 is go outside. You not only you get the sun, vitamin D, fresh air, you're also getting exercise and at the same time saving electricity and power. So that's number 10. I think there are so many ways we can reduce our power and electricity use. So the second biggest greenhouse gas emission is from the food and agricultural industry. Is mind-blowing because I thought it was like transportation and the industrial, because people are always talking about how bad the pollution is, like for example in China and all that, but it's not. It's actually food and agriculture. So as an individual, what we can do to reduce footprint on that, I think, is to eat, for example, less meat, especially meat from those factory farmer. That means they are inside, very crowded, and they don't have a lot of space, they never see the sun. And also all the crops, for example, it's like acres of potatoes, of broccoli, and they are highly fertilized, and they don't really have a lot of nutrition like the traditional farming. So what I do is I go to my local farmers market every Saturday morning, because not only they produce tastier, they are from local, so they don't have to transport from, for example, from Ohio all the way to here, or from Mexico. And secondly, I'm helping with local economy, with local farmers, and you can actually build that personal connection with your farmer directly instead of going through so many middlemen and finally in the supermarket, right? And also, I think, for example, maybe try once a week without meat, like having some soup and stews and things like that. And you can also make a very yummy like vegetarian sandwich and things like that. I think this will also help with this category. Number 3 is like 21% of greenhouse gas emission is from the industrial area. So this includes like oil and gas and construction and metal refining and food processing. So as an individual, what can we do to reduce? If we eat less processed food, for example, packaged food or soda or things like that, we're already helping. And also if we consume less, because the industrial it's factories and things like they need to make things, and if we consume less and if we cut down our consumption of goods and if we actually scale down our household, like from a huge house moving to a smaller house, and we are helping. I think this is an area we can definitely do in many different aspects. All right, so number 4 category is transportation, which takes 14% of the total greenhouse gas emission globally. So transportation, what we are doing in my household is 2 of us. In California, we have only 1 car, which is very unusual for Americans. Usually people have 1 car per adult in each house, and some people like my neighbor, there are 2 of them, they have 4 different cars. So I don't know why they need that many. Actually, you have to pay for the car insurance, you have to pay for DMV registration, and yeah. Why? So we have 2 bikes and we have a scooter, so that's how we get around. And we live in Silicon Valley. We can walk to coffee shops to meet with friends. We can walk to grocery stores. We can even walk to our downtown where there are like hundreds of restaurants and cafes and bars and things like that. So, and we have only 1 car, but our life quality is not worse than friends or people, neighbors with 2 or 3 cars. We do everything we want to do. It just takes some planning and collaboration, and which works. And we both have jobs, and we used to go to office 5 days a week, both of us, and we were able to manage to do that. And now, of course, we both work from home, so 1 car is more than enough. So that's transportation. Maybe think about what you can do in your household to try to reduce your greenhouse gas emission on transportation. Maybe take a public transportation and things like that. And then the rest is all the other categories. So I think what we can do in other categories, for example, use less plastics, because plastics are very hard to recycle. Because due to the density, due to the color, they have to be exactly the same kind of plastic to be able to recycle. Otherwise, they need to be sorted and all that. So I was fortunate to, with the Go Green team at work, we had a tour at our local waste facility, and we've seen the workers at the facility sorting out all the recycles and what can be recycled and what cannot. And so it was mind-blowing, and I've learned a lot from that documentary. I highly recommend. I will try the link below, so if you get the chance, please watch it and let me know what you think. And again, I want to thank you for watching today's video, and I really appreciate your support along the way, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.